Hey Fae folk, welcome back. This is not going to be my normal style of content today. Very sorry for that one. I'm not going to be on camera at all, and that wasn't intentional. I just like to be straight up with you. I already filmed this video in my normal format, and I absolutely hated how it turned out. And so we're just trying again, but I really don't have the time or the energy to sit down and do my normal thing again. So we're doing a little voiceover video instead, and I'm really sorry if that's like not the kind of content that you come here for. This is just what I can do for today. So, we are going to be talking about Moonspell Magic, which is the new spin-off line from G3 of Monster High. I personally am very excited about it. However, I just have to like get my disclaimers out of the way right at the beginning. The main reason that I'm having to redo this and that I really hated how my original video turned out is that in my original video, I was trying really hard to just be 100% positive, and not like in terms of the dolls, because like y'all are used to how I critique dolls here. If I love it, I love it. If I don't, I'm not shy to say that. I actually do have a lot of very positive things to say about the dolls, but I mean, I was trying to be 100% positive in like my demeanor, and it just wasn't genuine. And like, I want to be able to present that to you all, but sometimes that's just not the reality. So the reality is I do plan on talking about this a little bit more in a future video. So sorry, I'm going to try not to be long-winded right now, but like, y'all know I yap. I'm just not doing good. I'm not doing so hot. I'm in a lot of pain physically with my hands. Like they're just flaring up really bad right now, to the point where I literally can't even open a brand new bottle of water without it hurting. And so that kind of makes it hard to be in a good mood. And then specifically when it comes to this Moonspell Magic like spinoff, it's frustrating because I am so excited and I think these dolls are so cool and so fun. However, my video is going out 3 days after we got like, the promo images for these dolls. And I know that that's not a long time. Like, realistically speaking, I am aware that 3 days is not forever, but it just feels like forever in terms of content creation because I know everybody and their mother has already posted videos about this. And so I just feel like so pointless because I'm like the last person to post about them. And so it just feels like, why would anyone care about my opinions? Which I know is just me being mean to myself, but that's just sort of where I'm at because I don't even know if I said this. I literally don't even know what's been going on. But in addition to not doing well physically with my hands and like that contributing, I'm just going through a lot mentally right now. I'm going to be okay, just to reassure everyone. Like, it's not dire in a dangerous way. I'm just really struggling. And so all of that combined, it just was a bad time. So yeah, I feel really weird about being so late posting this video, even though it's not really that late. I just feel like no one gives a shit about my opinions because like, why would you? And then in addition to that, it is extra hard because this weekend was Toy Fair and we got like IRL pictures of these dolls from Toy Fair, and I couldn't go outside of like no brand would ever invite me to go to Toy Fair. I just couldn't go anyway, just for 1,000 reasons, and we don't need to get into it. But it's I think it just sucks because it's something that I would like to do and I just can't. And so it's this feeling of like missing out and knowing that I am a worse content creator for reasons outside of my control. And I'm just really I'm feeling a lot of complicated things because I think this release is so fun and so exciting and I'm so hype about the dolls, but it feels like it doesn't matter just because of everything else. Like, it feels like it doesn't matter that I care and that I'm excited because I'm not capable of going to New York for the toy fair, and because I don't have any insider information, and because I'm so late posting these. Like, so I'm just in a weird space with this. And after like editing or trying to edit and rewatching the footage where I was trying to just like ignore that and trying to just be really upbeat, it's not genuine. And I decided that I would rather you all have a very real and honest reaction, all of the negative thoughts included, as opposed to something that wasn't me, like that didn't feel right watching it back. So that's the long version of why we're sort of doing this in a different capacity today. I am going to try to be a little bit more positive when it comes to the dolls because, like I said, I genuinely am so hype about this. I am sorry if I don't sound as excitable as normal. I'm not having a good time, but we're going to be okay. We're going to forge through it, and we're going to talk about these dolls because I'm not going to let my ass mental health stop me from being excited about these. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and do Doll of the Week really quick, and then we will jump into Moonspell Magic. For this week's Doll of the Week, I want to highlight Barbie's Princess of the Portuguese Empire. If y'all have seen the channel before, you would likely know that I'm kind of obsessed with Barbie's Dolls of the World Princess Edition line, where she is one of the members of that lineup. But this one, the Princess of the Portuguese Empire, was one that I bought like when I first discovered this line. She was one of the first ones to come into the collection. And she still just feels so like stand out. I don't know. There's just something about her that I think is genuinely so incredible. So I wanted to highlight her. So this is Moonspell Magic, which, as I said, is a G3 Monster High spin-off line. The premise being that all the characters you see on screen, don't worry, we are going to go through each individual one, are witches who go to their own witch high school called Moonspell High. So here is the little blurb that Monster High wrote in their Instagram post where they like introduced these characters. They said, introducing Moonspell Magic by Monster High Dolls. Meet the Witches of Moonspell High, a charmed school where students explore the power of magic, friendship, and embracing who you are. Together, they find that true magic exists in embracing their unique voices and using their powers as one. I think this is really fun. I think this is a really, really fun premise that they've got going on. We have known that Moonspell Magic was going to be a thing for a while, and there's been like a lot of rumors that have gone around, just like so much information, some truer than others that has gone around. So it is really, really fun to finally actually get to see these. For me personally, this is about as good as I had ever hoped for it to be. Like, I am genuinely over the moon about these designs. I do know that there has been a lot of criticism in terms of a lot of people are like, oh, it's very kitschy, it's very like Shein or Killstar or like Tumblr coded. I can see in certain places where that's coming from, and I will talk about it with some of the dolls. At the same time, I'm just like, I don't know, isn't that part of, I guess, what makes it like recognizably witchy? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too gentle on them, but I genuinely think these are really, really fun. Now the typical disclaimer that I always give is that these are just my opinions, and you're obviously free to disagree with me. That is true. With that being said, I have seen just a few little things online of people specifically despising these because they are a G3 spinoff and because they have like G3 bodies and all of that jazz. And like at that point, I do not have the energy to say this in a nicer way. If you just violently hate G3, do not watch my video on this. Like, if you have critiques about their outfits or their color schemes or whatever, like genuine, like thoughtful critiques, that's fine. If you just hate the fact that these exist, and it's not even like like you don't have to like the theme even. If you're just like, oh, witches aren't really my thing, so like I'm not super vibing with it, that's chill. But if you're going to be in the comments being like, these suck inherently because they're G3, I just don't want to hear it. I'm so sorry. But like, it has been years since G3 has come out, and I still like get those comments on videos. And I just don't understand. Like, if you hate it that much, just don't watch the content or like watch content from people who agree that it sucks. I don't know. Like I said, I normally would try to say that nicer, but I'm just getting like exhausted with people who intentionally watch content that they don't like and then have to like leave comments specifically designed to make people who like that sort of thing feel worse. I'm just not really here for it. So those are sort of the guidelines. But with that being said, we are going to discuss character by character. And even though like true YouTube fashion would be going worst to best to retain interest, I cannot wait that long. So I want to talk about them in my personal order of favorite to least favorite, with the caveat that even my least favorite, as like I was going to say, as I said, and then I remembered that I said it in my original video, and I don't think I said it here. I actually do want all of these dolls. I will not be paying full price for all of these dolls, but I do want all these dolls. So last place is like last place because we're doing this in a ranking style, but it doesn't mean that I think last place has no redeeming factors. So with that all being said, my first place, my favorite out of this like initial assortment of characters is Claire Deluna. So again, pulling from that Monster High Instagram post, all of these character descriptors will be pulled from there. Claire de Luna is a blind clairvoyant witch who tells the future through the stars. She reads constellations as easily as her fingers read Braille. I am obsessed with this doll. I have seen a lot of people say that she looks very similar to G3 Cleo, and like I do get it. I think that she stands out enough on her own. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but I do think that she looks different enough for it not to be like annoying for me personally. She is so unbelievably gorgeous. As stated in her description, she is blind and she does come with a cane, which I think is really nice that they fleshed that out enough where it's not just slapping a label on it. It's like, no, see, look, here's her accessory that goes along with that, that helps her like guide herself along. I don't know. I just think that that's a nice touch that there's a little something extra going on there. She does have some sort of heterochromia where if you're like looking at the image, her left eye is almost more like rainbow iridescent, and then her right eye is sort of a very, very light purple, which I do think is gorgeous. It looks very pretty on her. I'm not sure if that is meant to be a signifier of her powers or if that is tied into her blindness in some way. But either way, it is very, very pretty. She does have the deep, deep blue hair, which I like. Also, all of these characters do have hats. I didn't really talk about that in the the group aspect. I personally like that they all have hats. I think that that is like a quintessential witch thing, and I'm absolutely here for it. Her hat has constellations on it, which makes sense. That kind of goes along with her theming, and it's super, super pretty. Moving on down to the outfit, she's got this gorgeous floor length duster with holographic moons and stars all over it. Like, how could I not like that? Right? I'm a sucker for a good celestial theme. I think it looks like it's separate. Yeah, I think this is separate from the top she has underneath. The top is just like a basic little navy blue top. Her skirt is so, so cute though. It's a little bit asymmetrical, it looks like. And it has, I want to say these are supposed to be like tarot cards, like fortune cards on the skirt. Again, I love the pattern. This is like, I can see where people are thinking this is very stereotypical and very like again Killstar-ish. We'll get a little more into Killstar on the next one. But I think it's stereotypical for a reason. I think these are the things that people associate with witchcraft, and so I kind of get it. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I just love these, and so I'm being more charitable than I should be, but I'm really, really vibing. She also does have a belt with a bunch of different charms molded on, which I think is super cute. And each of them does come with a handheld accessory that is supposed to represent their specific type of witchcraft. And I love that because, like, I love the elements that make this feel like a cohesive line, like them all having hats. I think that's fun. I think that instantly signifies that they're all witches, right? But I really like that their handheld accessories help to tell you exactly what type of witch each one is. I just think that that's a little bit more fun and makes it feel a little bit more unique and special. So I'm really, really glad that we got that like included with this, that each character has their own little accessory. And then moving on down to the last of her outfit, her shoes, they're pretty basic. They're just like these black boots, I believe from some Toy Fair pictures, which I'm not including. I never include in my videos stuff that isn't stock photos. Y'all know this. But I believe that they have little moons, like crescent moons for her heels, which I'm not mad at. But yeah, like the shoes are sort of nothing to write home about. They look good with the outfit. That's really my takeaway. She's stunning. She's gorgeous. I do think, as far as I've seen, she is most people's favorite or second favorite. And I don't blame them because she's my favorite too. I think she's just genuinely beyond stunning. And she's one, like I said, I don't plan on buying all of these for full price. She's one that I not only plan to buy full price, but like I plan on buying the second these links come out, which by the way, I don't think that I said this. Sorry. If you couldn't tell already at this point, I'm sort of a disaster with this video. These are supposed to be coming out in July, I believe. So they're like a summer release for Monster High. Wish it could have been spring because I'm impatient, but they will be coming out in the summer. So like once these links drop, add to cart. This girl's coming home with me. I love her. My second favorite from the lineup that we have going on here is Willow Thorne, a nature witch who loves spending time in the garden making potions. She is hard of hearing, and her magical connection to nature allows her to communicate with animals and trees. Stylistically, this doll is me. I would wear this outfit. And ironically enough, I see the kill star the most in the pants here. Listen, I still think they're cute, okay? I don't care if that is cheesy or lame of me. I still think they're really cute. I think this entire outfit is so unbelievably gorgeous. And like I said, I would high key wear this head to toe. So I'm super duper happy with her. Once again, going like sort of top to bottom, she has a different hat. They all have like different markings and stuff on their hats. So hers has more of the plant element because again, she's like a plants and animals witch, which I think is so cutesy. Like I love that for her. deep, deep purple hair. She does have asymmetrical earrings, so one of them is more of a stud and then one of them dangles more. With the ear that we can see, because one of them is like obscured by her side part, you can see that she does have a hearing aid because she's hard of hearing, which again, we'd love to see that representation. I I'm having such a hard time. When I zoom in super far, I almost think that the hearing aid sort of hooks over her ear and is attached to that earring to help it stay on. I could be wrong about that. I'm just thinking maybe that that's what we're looking at, but I have no idea right now, like whether that is a completely separate piece or whether it is attached to the earring. I hope it's attached because obviously that's a lot more secure. But either way, I do just love that she has the hearing aid to begin with. I think that that's really nice. This top. How many times on this channel have I said to you all that I'm a sucker for a good dramatic sleeve? Like that phrase has come out of my mouth countless times, and this is no exception. I am obsessed with this. The off the shoulder, the lace trim at like the collar portion, the big bell sleeves. I think it is immaculate, and I am in fact obsessed to the point where I'm like, I want to buy this doll for it to just be this doll, but I'm like, when she goes on sale, do I need to buy another one just to be able to have this outfit again to steal? That's how much I love it. Her little accessory is a plant in a jar, which is obviously quite thematic and cute. She does have like a little belt bag situation going on, which I think is nice. And then these pants, guys, I don't care if they look like Killstar pants. I'm sorry. I feel like there maybe was some drama with that brand. It is so hard for me to keep up with what brands are horrible and what right, because like so many brands are just so outright evil. So I apologize if I'm ignorant to anything genuinely awful that Killstar has done. From a stylistic standpoint, though, I'm purely talking aesthetics. I see where people are coming from. I just don't care. The black bell bottoms with the holographic designs on the front are unreal. I love these. I love the flare. I think it's really cool to have that nice dramatic pant going on. The holographic, how could I not like that? I'm addicted to shiny and sparkly things. The only downside is I can't tell you what her shoes look like. But other than that, I think this is genuinely a spectacular, spectacular doll. The more I look at her, the more I'm like, is she fighting for first place? Yes, I think she's unreal. No notes. Another one that I have to buy immediately. Now, I do think that my third favorite is going to surprise a fair few people, but my third favorite is Ray Lumina, a sun witch who lights up every room she walks into, literally. This witch draws her powers from the sun and spreads warmth wherever she goes. I think this is such a cutie patootie concept. Hi, Miss Weiss. I don't know if you can hear her in the background meowing. Does not matter what fashion I'm recording in. She's got to get her spotlight, and she deserves it. But anyway, about Ray. I think this concept is so, so, so fun. I will agree with the very popular criticism that her color story is kind of a disaster. We'll talk about it, but we're just going to go head to toe like we've done with the others. So she too has a hat. I have seen like a lot of discourse around her hat specifically. Like there are some people who are just like, oh, I don't know if everyone needed a hat, which is obviously fine. Everyone is allowed their opinion. But specifically, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Ray's hat looks really, really bad. I don't necessarily think it looks this bad. I will say in the like in-person pictures from Toy Fair, it's sitting very awkwardly. I think with hair that has this level of volume and like you're trying to put a hat on it, you sort of have to wear it or like have your doll wear it very far to the back of their head. I think you could make it work. I don't think that it has to look as bad as it looks in those real life pictures from Toy Fair because I know it does. It does look really bad if you've seen those. I just think that it could look better. And I like that she has a hat because like I don't know. I guess my perspective is that I think the hats tie it in really well. I think the hats make it immediately obvious that this is a line of witches. And I do think that if they are all going to have hats, then like she deserves one too. Just because her hair is super voluminous doesn't mean that she shouldn't get to have a hat. That's just me. Her hat does have little sun rays on it, which I think is very cute. Her hair, I am obsessed with. I think the color is gorgeous. It is, to me, like texture-wise, very reminiscent, at least in appearance, of the Fearbook Venus doll, whose hair was gorgeous. So I'm really hoping that it is quite a similar texture to that because that was a really, really lovely hairstyle. Then we get to her earring. Listen, there's absolutely no reason on this earth for these to be periwinkle. It looks so bad. I think the sculpt for these earrings looks really pretty, But why in the world did we pull in Periwinkle? Like, that's strike one for her color story. What is happening here? Strike two is immediate, and it's her shirt. Why is her shirt a deep dark purple? She's a sun witch. This doll, I know 1,000 people have already said it. This doll should have been pink, orange, and yellow. Why is she wearing deep dark purple? That kills me. I don't know if the shirt, like the actual purple part, is separate from the sheer piece underneath. I hope to God it is, but frankly, I'm not holding my breath. I don't know if we've gotten that information from Toy Fair. I haven't seen it. Clearly, I'm not the most up to date with these or with anything. So I could be wrong. Maybe we have some confirmation, but I'm a little nervous that it's all going to be one piece. And the reason I'm upset about that is because that's going to make it a lot harder to like fix the purple situation. I do like the bell sleeves underneath. I think that's fun. The inclusion of the black mesh, I personally think helps tie her in a little bit with like the other characters. So I don't hate that. I just think the purple, like if this top was a nice light yellow, this would be so much better. Her handheld accessory is a candle, which is cute. I love that they've sculpted like an extra little like sunray sort of situation around the flame of the candle because like any doll can come with just a candle, right? But the one who has, like the witch who has sun and light powers, her candle being extra magnificent makes perfect sense. Again, it's just a really cute thing to get to have. She has a gold belt and then this skirt I'm obsessed with. Y'all know I love a good maxi skirt or like when dolls come with pants. Just because more often we see short skirts or shorts because it's cheaper, because it takes less fabric. So the fact of seeing a long skirt for her feels really refreshing and really fun. I like the color for the skirt. I like the print for the skirt. I like the cut and everything with like the little panel in the middle. No notes on the skirt. Thank you for that. The boots, again, with the color, honestly, even with her hat, like, I just think these colors are too dark. I can repaint the boots though. Like, is it a pain in the ass? Yes. And will I potentially end up waiting for a sale for her because of that? Also, yes. But she's going to enter the collection and she's going to get zhuzhed up and her color story is going to be made more cohesive. I'm definitely repainting those earrings too. And then I think she's going to be incredible. Like the bones are so good for her, which is why she's in third place, even though her color story is, I don't know what they were thinking. Honestly, the only thing that I can think is I have to imagine there's like some weird like demographic thing that Mattel and MGA and these companies have that tells them that people don't like orange because like Poppy is gone in the new Rainbow High situation that we have happening and she's like the orange character. Do people just hate orange? Am I the only orange lover? I know I'm not literally the only one, but I'm like maybe that's why her color story is all over the place because they were afraid that orange and yellow wouldn't sell that well, but I just think it would have been better. So I love the base doll. I love the concept for her. I think everything conceptually is so fun. And I think like there are a lot of elements that were very well executed. There are just some that are a little bit more iffy that I'm gonna have to put some more love into before she's like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me, but I'm still unbelievably excited about her. Fourth place goes to Karina Song, a love witch with a talent for brewing bubbly potions that encourage self-love and confidence in whoever uses them. Allow me to stand up on my soapbox for just one moment here. I love that this doll focuses more on self-love versus romantic or even platonic love, just because I do genuinely feel that like real true self-love where you just like are open to improvement and like you know you're not a perfect person, you know you have flaws, but like you also believe that you have worth and you believe that you are someone who is worthy of love and like you love yourself and you feel good about your personality and like the ways that you try to improve yourself and you feel good about how you look. I feel like that is something that we really don't have enough of in our society. Like it is so much more societally acceptable for you to hate yourself or critique yourself, especially for people who are more feminine presenting or just really don't fit like the societal ideal of a blonde white person. Like anyone from any minority and then like any people who have experienced any form of womanhood know that it is so okay to critique yourself. It is normal to be like, I'm bad because I ate too much food, or oh my gosh, look, my nose is so huge. Like these are things that you are societally allowed to say and it's like accepted. But if you say, you know what, I don't really care about my weight. I want that third cookie. Or, wow, I'm so pretty. And like, I genuinely believe that I'm so pretty. Immediately, it's like, okay, well, you're promoting unhealthy eating habits or you are too full of yourself. Like it is so okay. And like to the point where in certain aspects of our culture, I do think that self-flagellation is out and out praised. That's inherently a thing that a lot of people are taught is not only more acceptable that is but it is something you should be doing. And if you don't hate yourself to some degree, you're not humble. So I say all that to say that I think it is absolutely beautiful to have a doll that is saying the opposite, that is focusing on self-love, especially because like I think that's a message that adults need too. And I think that hopefully is something that can resonate with adult collectors. But given the fact that these are dolls that are inherently like mainly aimed at an audience of kids, I love the idea of a kid learning a little bit about this character and getting this doll and having that seed planted that like hey, it's okay for you to be proud of yourself, it's okay for you to love yourself, it's okay for you to know your worth and to speak that worth. And I just think that's a really important message, and I think that it's incredible for kids to get to have a character that could help them internalize that just a little bit, because especially as kids it is so important to instill these values early and to instill that sense of self-worth early on in life. Like that is just so important. So I love that we have a doll who is a love witch, but like her specificity is that she loves self-love. I think that's a really beautiful thing. Anyway, off of my soapbox now to look at the doll herself. Her hat has like some hearts and some filigree on it. It's a really nice wine sort of color. Then she has her hair, which is pink and white. It does look like maybe it's mostly white, but it's sort of hard to tell from this picture here. Her outfit, oof, we've got the dramatic sleeves again, y'all. So you know I'm here for it. The sheer, the poof, the bows all over. Like, of course, I think that that's really pretty, and I do think the rest of the dress is super nice as well. This one in particular, I have seen a lot of people say that the dress reminds them of Ever After High, and I do see it. I don't really care. I don't know. I think it's fun. And I also think it's sort of nice that like some of these witches feel very stereotypically witchy, right? But then you have this girl who like it's just in pink, only pink, and maybe doesn't look so stereotypically witch, but she still feels cohesive with the rest of the line. I think this is super cool. I love the silhouette for her. The shoes, I they're very Cupid. Not the first person by a long shot to say that, but again, like I think it's fine. I think they're fun. This is such a weird thing to say about the shoes, but I really, really enjoy that the bands going across them, there's like not one at the very tip top, so it's more open. That is so specific and niche, and it doesn't matter at all, but I do think that it's really, really fun. And then her little accessory is a handheld heart mirror because you're supposed to look into it and like say something nice about yourself. I'm sorry, I just think that that's incredible. This doll is meant to be Korean, I believe, which is nice to see like the diversity that they have going on here. Really, I have no notes. She's really, really solid. And at that point, you might be like, Rain, why is she lower than Ray? Because you had a lot more negative to say about Ray than I do about Karina. It's just because for all the things that I love about her, I do think that she just doesn't feel as unique to me. Like the pink doll is so it's so stereotypical, right? And that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean that it like can't be good. I still really love this doll, but I just think she is very pink. She like sort of with the sleeves, like I could see the sleeves, not the main dress, but like the sleeves on a Draculaura. The shoes are sort of Cupid-esque. So I'm just like, she doesn't feel as unique to me in execution. The concept is unique and wonderful, and I love that. I just think that Ray feels a little more unique in execution, whereas this one is definitely more cohesive, but it doesn't feel quite as special aesthetically to me. It's really neck and neck though. Like these two could go back and forth, and she's another like I want to own all of these. So I'm saying that I have like the minor critique that she doesn't feel like inherently the most original, but I still think she's gorgeous. And you could argue that she feels a little unoriginal for a reason because these elements are just always so pretty. So nothing against her. I set this video up to rank them. So someone has to be at the bottom. And in this case, that someone is unfortunately Ila Stone, a crystal witch who crafts amulets that have the powers of healing and protection. Listen, this doll is where I see the most of the Tumblr comparison. She is so quintessentially and specifically 2016-ish Tumblr coded that it's like you can't unsee it. Like it's just so obvious to me. And it sucks because I don't think that it's like any one element that ruins her. I think it's just this combination is way, way too much. So once again, head to toe, we have got her blue hat with some crystals and stuff on there. She has a lighter purple hair color that I think is nice. I will say the teal for her lips, very, very pretty. But then we get down to this jacket. And like, I don't think it's inherently an ugly jacket. I think on a different doll or just a different outfit, this could be fun. It's just that it's such a statement piece. And when you pair it with everything else that she has going on, it does just feel like a lot and it evokes such a specific time period that is literally from a decade ago. So it just feels very out of date when it's all styled like this. Her accessory is a terrarium with some crystals in it. I think that that's very cute. Like all of the handheld accessories are so, so good. Her dress, I think, would be cute without the jacket. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's each piece. I don't think that every piece she comes with is ugly. I just think that they don't belong together. Like, you cannot put these pieces together. So it has a crystal print all over it. I love the little like pleating at the bottom. I think that's really pretty. The crystal print doesn't bother me that much inherently. Monster High always does this. They've done this since G1, where they just like sometimes have sort of weird prints that are like a little bit cheesy. And I think that, again, if you just didn't have this jacket with it, if you styled it differently, you could tone down some of the cheese and it would feel like acceptable. It's just when you pair it up like this, it's kind of rough. And then the shoes. Listen, I'm a huge proponent of transparent shoes just because they don't work on people. People feet, not great with transparent shoes, especially boots, because your skin is alive and it needs to breathe or else it kind of condensates and it's gross. But on dolls who have little plastic feet, they can wear transparent shoes. And I think aesthetically it is so fun. Like I think a transparent shoe is so fun. So I personally really like seeing them on dolls. And I do think that it fits thematically with a crystal witch because sometimes crystals are semi-transparent. And so like that works, but it doesn't work when you also have this dress and this jacket. I am very much hoping she's one that I'm going to wait for a sale. I still want to have her because I do think she has potential. I'm hoping that if I take off the jacket, add some fishnets, and potentially give her a different jacket, this doll could completely turn around. I just think that all of these elements combined together, again, it just evokes such specific imagery that it's sort of hard to take her seriously as like her own separate character. I also have seen like the critique that it's kind of lame that literally in her like little description on the Instagram from Monster High post, it says that she crafts amulets that have the powers of healing and protection. It would have been nice to see her with some extra jewelry. She does have a necklace and some earrings, but I think if we had like ditched the jacket and given her stacks and stacks and stacks of bracelets, like obviously this is a playline doll, they would have molded it all into one. But if they had like molded it and done painted details where it looks like she's wearing just so many bracelets as though she has like amulets ready for every occasion and she can like slip, honestly almost like candy, like people who go to raves and like make candy and trade candy and that sort of thing. I feel like it would have been cool for her to have these bracelets that sort of imply that at any moment she could be like, oh, you need like a luck charm, here I have an amulet for that, like I have a bracelet for that, here you can take it. Or like you need some help focusing, like here I have an amulet for that. I think that would have been really cute to see. So I do definitely see that complaint where like she just doesn't necessarily feel as thematically connected as some of the other characters. I still maintain that she has a lot of potential. Like this is not an ugly doll, she just needs a different outfit, like she just needs to be redressed, and then I think that she can really stand out. But when comparing her to the others, it's kind of impossible for her to not be last place for me. Okay, I am finally almost done blabbing. A couple last little things that I would like to end on as we once again look at this group as a whole. I think it's bullshit that they all have pretty boring hairstyles. Ray has the most intricate hairstyle because it looks like she has two pieces that are sort of pulled back, and Layla has one piece that is a little bit pulled back. But three of the characters flat out just have loose hair, and realistically like the other two don't have that much going on. I would have loved to have seen something just a little bit more interesting with the hairstyles. That is me sort of nitpicking though, like just a thought that popped into my mind was like, oh wow, a lot of these just have really, really basic hair. You can mess around and do that, like I can mess around and do their hair, but I do just think it would have been cool to see them have sort of more fun hair. I personally associate like a stereotypical witch aesthetic with some really interesting hairstyle choices, and so I would have liked to have seen that. But I can sort of understand why maybe the budget wasn't there, which brings me to my next thing. Again, I can't use pictures, sorry, but it was revealed at Toy Fair what the packaging would look like, and it is a blister pack style packaging, which they have been doing, I think, for the second core refresh dolls, like the third line of core dolls for Monster High that did blister packaging. And I can understand why some people are really unhappy about that, especially if you are someone who's more of an inbox collector. Like, I can totally get that. My kind of view on the blister packaging is presumably the budget had to be cut somewhere. Like, I'm just assuming because of everything going on that has been going on, there's like the budget has to give at some point, and I would always rather it be the packaging. I know that's easy for me to say as someone who unboxes literally every doll, even like super expensive collector dolls come out of their box for me. But like on a playline level, I would infinitely rather have a blister packaging if it means that the dolls themselves aren't like losing articulation or aren't getting molded on clothing, like that sort of thing. So for me, that's just sort of my takeaway. More positive little roundups here. I am obsessed with the diversity that we are continuing to see in this spin-off line. The fact that two of the characters are disabled, one of them is blind and one is hard of hearing, I think is really, really cool to have like these main characters have these features, and it very clearly is not detracting from their capabilities to be witches and be main characters at all. I think that's wonderful. We're seeing the diversity that the G3 bodies have given us, like lots of different heights and weights presented here, which I think is cool. We're seeing a wide array of skin tones. Like we have the one, again, I believe that Karina is confirmed Korean. I don't know if any of the other characters have a confirmed like race or nationality or anything, but like we have at least one that has that. I love that. I just think that that's really, really wonderful to see that we're continuing to get all of the diversity, and hopefully it just continues to expound if these dolls continue onward. I initially, in my first video, was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel like these have such high potential to end up like becoming a whole spin-off like Ever After High and getting tons of their own dolls. I would still love to see that. I think it would be so fun to see these characters do like winter witches or do like a prom line, but it's all witchy. I think that would be so sick to see. Now realizing that there is apparently a large percentage of the fandom that I was just ignorant to that hates these, maybe not, but I'm still hopeful for that. I think that would be so cool to get to see more of this and get to see the line evolve. I also think customizers are going to eat this shit up. Like Monster High bodies, but with human skin tones. They are going to make tons of money from customizers alone on these. So maybe we will get to see more. Maybe that will be enough. I don't know. I'm really excited about these. Please let me know your comments or your opinions in the comments down below. Who's your favorite? What are your thoughts on the line as a whole? Because I really genuinely was like, oh my gosh, how fun. We love this. And now I'm just like, oh shit, am I alone? So let me know your thoughts on this, but that is finally it for me for today, guys. I do apologize again for just being a little bit weird with this one. I'm doing my best. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more normal next time, but yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, your night, or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.